Good morning everybody, Ellie here from Next Chapter Homestead, just inviting you along for today's journey where we'll be working in the garden behind me and hopefully cleaning it up and getting it ready for our winter crops. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially going through my eggplants here, and I'm just going to cut off any leaves below the fruit to prevent them from touching the ground, open up the airflow, and hopefully limit the spread of anything because they are quite closely planted. I'm going to go and fetch a bamboo stake and stake this so that he stands upright, because the fruit is actually weighing the branch down at the moment. Talk about a radish. Okay, so if you look here, the stem is actually leaning to the one side, and over here we have a bud that looks like it might make fruit. Now the problem with that is the fruit gets quite large on the eggplant. It's just out of shot here, you can kind of see they are quite large and they're heavy, so it's going to pull this plant over further. So what I'm going to have to do is come in and put a bamboo stake in and let it stand upright like this, so that way when the fruit develops it can hang and not run the risk of touching the floor, because once it starts touching the floor then you can end up with rot on your plants, and we want to avoid that, because obviously in a small space we want to get as much of a yield or harvest as we possibly can. So we'll do that shortly. While I'm down here, I'm just going to harvest as much of the spinach as I possibly can. As you can see, some of it's not doing too great, but it'll eat. So we're going to pick it. This guy I'm going to sacrifice. He looks a little bit moldy, and I wouldn't want that spreading to my other plants. in this garden. As you can see, This tomato plant is not looking so great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest the tomatoes, even though they are green. And I'm going to leave them on the kitchen counter, and hopefully they will ripen on their own. If they don't ripen, I will just use them for salsa verde. But yes, so the plan is to remove this tomato plant and to clean up the turnips, thin them slightly, go through here, pick a bit of lettuce, just neaten it up and do a little bit of general weeding so that this garden is in a better condition.
Thinning stuff out.
Hey?
Are you harvesting?
I'm harvesting and cleaning so that it can grow while I'm not here. I mean, I'll be here, but I won't be here. Hey? It's my hand.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, should I just take them off and let them ripen inside?
I don't know.
Okay, let me just prune it up a bit. We need to figure out what we have to take off and what must stay.
Okay. Can I trim leaves this side then?
Yes, yes. I'm cutting this vine off.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. And I'm going to take these strings off this side too.
That's fine.
Do you need the cutters?
Well, if you finish up there first.
Yeah, and the snapdragons, I think.
Okay. You want to take them out?
Yeah, come on.
Do you want the cutters?
Yeah, I think let's break it down so it fits in the bag a little easier. Sorry, thank you for your service, huh? This time. We've got seeds for this one.
Yep.
Substantially.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the little guy.
You wanted to save the pepper?
Yeah.
See what this is. Oh, yeah. I've got pockets.
Looking at it. Where am I going to put this? This is going to sprout. These snapdragons.
Yeah. That's all.
Pretty much for the rest of all time. Can I use those cuts quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Harvest these again. I thought I'd give you guys an update. These are the planters we planted out together, and this is how much they've grown, and everything seems to have settled in quite nicely. And they're alive, so much so to the point that our one cacti is promising to flower. Alright, let me give you a bit of an update on our seedlings here. These are the seeds we planted together. So far we've only got the one nasturtium that's popped. Not too worried about that, to be perfectly honest. We've had a pretty decent success rate with the broccoli, the cabbage and the cauliflower. And today, whilst I was editing last week's video, I noticed that on the cauliflower in this little cell nothing sprouted, and I thought it was a germination issue, but I actually didn't plant a seed in the cell, and that's why nothing there sprouted. So on all three, broccoli, cabbage and cauliflower, we have 100% germination rate. Brussels sprouts are not doing so great, but 3 is still a win for us. The Ford Hook Swiss Giants, however, they showed up strong, and our peas, these are Greenfeast peas, have all germinated as well. And then here we had a very high success rate with the chicory. So far, no kohlrabi and no scarlet kale. We do, however, have these 2 dino kales. So it looks like in the future we will be replanting some of these seeds. A lot of the germination problems here are faults of my own, not necessarily the seeds. So we'll see what happens on the next run. Hi guys, so thanks for hanging out with me and Dunks today as we worked in the garden to clear up this area and prep our garden for the winter. Hope we'll see you on the next video, and hopefully we'll be planting out some seedlings.